Go. Here we go.
I tried to appease you. I played it. All right, play the music, will you? I think this song is equally as good.
It gets you in the mood. It's consistent. It's important when things are
I'm just glad you guys can't see me when I dance to this. Maybe Patreon goal. I'll set up another camera so that I can be seen during this.
do the behind the scenes.
Yeah. Actually, I could low-key do like a over my shoulder of what it looks like when I'm in the show.
Right.
You can see how it looks like an octopus.
Just everything's
Yeah,
moving.
with all three of my screens and stuff. I should wear a GoPro for one of my streams.
That'd be funny.
Oh man. All right. What's up, you savage animals? We're back, baby. Just in time for the apocalypse. It's the Bin Podcast. See, I knew this day would come, which is why,
Mikey, I can barely see you.
as a clairvoyant,
I'm so far
oh,
away.
jeez, you're in the poppies. Poppies.
Puppies.
I'm just ever so tired.
Oh,
I'm so
puppies.
sleepy. I'm
just
just
gonna
lay
s-
down in this
I'm
field. Hope there's no rattlesnakes.
just gonna take a nap back here.
Oh, but
It's Tim's fault, by the way.
but yeah, thanks, Tim.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
He's really upset by it. You can tell.
Yeah.
So you're,
I chose a name, a pseudonym, a nom de plume. That is one of the horsemen of the apocalypse. So I feel like I am dressed for this weather.
You ready?
Which horseman would y'all, or horse people, would y'all like to be?
Let's see. 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Famine is taken, clearly.
Famine is obviously taken.
That'd be me. King
All
Famine.
right, so
Are you Googling them? Did you forget?
I'm
Did you
Googling it.
forget them? How
Googling
dare
it.
you? How dare you? How dare you forget about us?
Let's see.
I mean, I could
So
tell
your
you what there
choices-
are.
Your
mean-
choices are death,
It's a good one.
War,
war,
pestilence.
I like pestilence the best.
Pest is the best. What can you say?
one of them is the Antichrist,
You.
maybe.
You're
So
the
there's,
Antichrist.
I guess if you go by like what Wikipedia is going, there's the white horse, which is the Antichrist. And
Wikipedia.
disease and famine. Yeah, Wikipedia says the white horse is the Antichrist, so that's disease and famine.
Mm-hmm.
The red horse is the horse of war. The black horse, the black horse is famine, so the white horse is disease.
Mm-hmm.
And then the green horse is death, or Hades, or whatever you prefer.
Wherever you fall on the
I prefer to think of
spectrum.
him as the blue guy from the Hercules documentary I saw. One of the most slamming soundtracks for a Disney movie, by the way.
Absolutely.
I don't really care for gospel music all that much, but they was fucking them them chorus breaks up in Hercules.
Yeah. Yeah. Word.
Good times. Well, that was a show. Thanks,
'Kay.
guys.
Alright.
This is
We got through that one.
Damn, yeah, that was a good show.
glad nothing else happened while we
Yeah.
literally slept.
I would like to add,
Yes,
fuck this country.
correct.
He said it. He said it. He
That
said
is
the
That is the correct answer.
Can you put that into the form of a question?
What is this country fucking sucks?
Fuck this country.
I would like to add that we live in the darkest timeline.
Dude, this is the darkest timeline from fucking
We do not
Community.
have our own Spider-Man. We do not have.
Oh, dude, is that it? Are we in the one fucking timeline without fucking superheroes? How fucking tragic.
We are. We are.
How hilarious. All those other universes have shows about normal people. They have movies
Which is
about
like magical to them. Like, ooh, who are these people that can't fly or change shape?
they're really big into like rom-coms, but not good ones like Adam Sandler rom-coms.
There you go. Like
Yeah,
Adam Sandler is like
Oh, he's a
superhero.
god. He's the Homelander of their world.
Yeah,
God.
The Boys is just a show about a bunch of dudes hanging out. Like
Yeah.
it's literally just about the boys.
It's got a real that 70s show vibe, minus the predators lying in wait. God, everything about like everything I think our generation is cursed. Like my curse on TV shows, like us being born in a certain time period just tainted the world. Like we sucked so much good out of the ether that now we are suffering from the voids of goodness that was used to make us.
Well, let's go. Let's figure this out. So through the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Yes.
So war. How many wars have we lived through so far?
Us?
Yeah. How many wars have we seen?
When did Korea stop?
Korea was I think it was like 50 to 55.
So I think we were like Desert Storm.
Desert
like
Storm.
That's where we started. Desert Storm, Kuwait. We have Afghanistan, Iraq. We have
how many wars?
How many wars have we lived through? The millennials lived through.
I mean, wars with U.S. involvement or like wars in general, because like there's a lot more wars out there that the U.S. hasn't been involved in.
Well, okay, then what do you call involved in? Because we have given
boots on the ground.
Okay, so boots on the ground. Uh-oh.
There's 12. There's 12. Oh shit. What?
Uh-oh.
I don't want that. No, give me my tab back.
Your tab is gone. It is gone forever.
Your tab belongs to us now.
This is a list of wars and rebellions involving the United States of America. Currently, there are 105 wars on this list, 4 of which are ongoing.
That's fun. And we ended the war in Iraq and we ended the war in Afghanistan. And there's still 4 ongoing that we have involvement in.
Yeah.
Oh, this is way back. Okay, let's scroll.
No, we have to get through like us as our generation, because our generation has gone through a lot more like conflict. I guess most of this wouldn't be considered a war because I don't think you can consider them wars.
Okay.
Well, yeah, a lot of it is like
I think it's illegal at certain if we
called
it a war, it's illegal.
Yeah, we've committed a lot of war crimes as a country.
We have operations.
Look at this. So Grenada is 83. I don't know if anyone was actually born in 83, but that was a fuck up.
That's millennium though. That's millennial.
That's barely. It's like more Gen X.
Gen X.
I'm 85, so it's still.
Well, obviously, you're responsible for the bombing of Libya.
I am. You figured that one out. You're welcome.
Whatever the tanker war is.
Persian Gulf.
Never heard of that one.
That was part of the Gulf War.
The invasion of Panama. Fine.
I heard about that one. Okay.
Then the actual Gulf War.
Then the actual Gulf War. That was a big one. That was a big major one.
The Iraqi no-fly zone. I remember that. Look at all this shit that America's
Somali Civil War, the Bosnian and Croatian wars.
That America's just like stuck its nose in other people's business.
I like how we're at the top of like all of these. Like, yeah, it's our fault.
Intervention in Haiti.
Kosovo.
I remember Kosovo.
I remember Kosovo. That was a big deal. That was a big, big deal.
And then Kosovo was 1998-99.
Yeah.
And then in 2001 after 9/11.
Oh yeah, our invasion of Afghanistan.
Yes.
That didn't end until last year.
Yeah.
20 years.
Yeah.
Boy, did we fuck that up.
Yep.
I mean, just because we ended it doesn't mean we ended it on the right terms.
Oh yeah, we also so a year after we went into Afghanistan, we went into Yemen too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it was right next door.
If you're there,
Yeah.
right, you might as well. If
If
you
you're
have the
there-
equipment.
Yeah, if you got the Predator drones, you might as well.
And then the Iraq War.
And the false pretenses war that we joined.
The weapons of mass destructions war.
Oh, look over there.
That also wasn't ended for what, 18, 20 years.
Yeah.
Only 8 for the Iraq War.
Felt like longer.
It felt, yes. And Northwest Pakistan.
Yeah, that one.
Which we shouldn't have been doing any of that.
The second U.S. intervention in the Somali Civil War.
Oh, it's the Somalis. Oh, yeah.
Operation Ocean Shield.
Oh, the Somali pirates.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The Tom Hanks movie.
Yes.
Tom Hanks. Yeah. It was actually Tom Hanks.
It was Tom Hanks.
It was
out
Tom
there.
Hanks. He actually won it for.
Yeah. And then our help in the intervention in Libya where we toppled a government again.
Muammar Gaddafi.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah. Hey, we're good at that.
Yeah, we're good at toppling governments. We're not good
We're
at,
not good at
nation
building.
building at all.
We can't build governments. We're just good at destroying them. All right, next.
Observant Compass.
That's just like an extension of the war on terror.
Oh, that was Uganda. This is in Niger. Oh, okay.
Oh, U.S.-led intervention in Iraq. So the war in Iraq officially ended in 2011, but we were still there doing shit until 2021.
Yeah, they were starting to
They
pull
took a
out
break.
troops. Yeah,
They were on a break. It doesn't count.
because Obama was slowly taking them away, and everyone's like, I don't know if this is a great idea right now.
The American-led fuck up in Syria.
Oh, that led to our refugee crisis.
Correct.
Yay! Look at
They should rename that the proxy war with Russia.
Here you go. Because we can't actually start a war with Russia.
We're back in Libya.
We promised we wouldn't start a war with Russia.
Bombing the shit out of Libya.
Okay.
That's it. And that
That's
was 4 years.
That's ongoing. Is that ongoing?
I think
Or
that's
that
what
end?
I think that's what green means. No,
Oh.
yellow is ongoing. I think green is quote unquote victory, whatever that means.
So every president for the last 40 years is a war criminal, is what we're saying.
Yerp.
Isn't that delightful? Now to a lighter topic, the Supreme Court.
Now let's talk about the hellscape that we're in.
You don't want those pesky rights. Clouding your mind.
I don't need rights. Right?
Oh,
I don't need
Brenna, I'm sorry, you don't have them anymore.
I don't have.
It doesn't matter if you want them.
You and Mikey don't have as many rights as I do. I'm just saying.
Oh, wait till I tell them
Oh.
about that little quarter of something you got in there. Dragging you down with me. I'll one drop all of you.
I fill out all my forms as white, non-Hispanic. Thank you very much.
Liar! Liar!
and what's my religion? Patriot.
What's my religion? Freedom.
1776.
AK-47.
Whenever someone asks me what my religion is, I say the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
AR 1776.
Second Amendment is gonna live forever, but civil rights are not.
Pretty soon we're gonna be calm in this country. law, and also this was a big enough
Damn
case,
you, fascism.
they say, a big enough issue rather, that it had to be in the law.
Yeah.
The major issues.
Damn it.
That's all. There are plenty of things that are bad and wrong, but it doesn't make them fascist.
But it literally is this
It
time.
is. It actually
But it
is.
actually. Damn it.
It kind of sort of is.
It'd be like that,
Fashion.
though.
It's
Doctrine.
And I'm sure we'll have a bunch of questions coming in, but I'm going to ask one.
I wonder if we can get this guy to come on the show. I bet he would come on.
He might.
He's from PBS.
Come on, John
Isn't
Yang.
isn't that publicly funded?
Yeah, come on, bro. I've
public.
definitely received some stuff from other people donating. So
Yeah,
you should totally come on the show.
that's
For myself as well, and I think it's the one that a lot of people are curious about, but what does this mean for those with federal student debt?
They,
Oh,
You're
first was
fucked.
the Biden thing. Yeah.
That's what it means. It means you're super fucked. Enjoy your debt, you fuckers.
yeah.
Yeah.
You want to start a you want to buy a home? No. Start a family?
T-Mac.
Sorry. Travel? Can't do that anymore.
Guess what
Y-
they
you know,
you
You
know
have
what
to
they
pick yourselves up by your bootstraps by being in debt.
you know what it means. It means that they will forgive. Yeah.
We do not. That's it.
they will forgive hundreds of billions of dollars in corporate debt that they gave to all those corporations during the pandemic and PPP funds with the stroke of a pen. They actually made it easier with the second law they passed.
I
Excuse
think
you.
it's a really
forgive that
major
debt.
mistake and an insult to me.
Brett Favre needed that goddamn money. His fucking daughter was playing volleyball out in the goddamn fields. They needed
And the
that
banks
facility.
had oversight. That's the craziest part, is the banks had oversight and they did not care.
You do not trust banks?
No, they're bad. But they will not help people with their debt that our generation, and I think that's why we were talking about the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse thing. Our generation was told, go to
Mhm.
school, go to
Mhm.
college,
Mhm.
get a good job when you get out of college. And our generation is the generation with the highest amount of student debt. And the government just said, go fuck yourself.
Home ownership, any type of asset ownership, family, getting married,
Yeah.
having children,
Yep.
traveling,
Yep.
having a stable 401k, and a stable job. That's our generation is the worst.
Have,
Oh,
have,
won't somebody please think of the children?
Fuck them kids.
have
Yeah,
y'all
exactly.
have y'all seen the movie Accepted? Justin
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
That's his name.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
I can never think. I'm like the Jimmy Fallon, but not Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
You know.
Do
Oh,
you
man.
remember the part in the beginning of the movie where his dad wanted him to go to college but did not care why? Like he
Yes.
didn't give an express
Yeah.
reason except he had to get a job when he got out of college. Like he went to
Yeah.
college to go get a job. He didn't care what he went to college for, by the way.
Just go.
You have to go to college. That's what we always were told. Go to college.
And so his son created a fake college when he got denied from all the prestigious
Yes.
colleges, even the state colleges that he applied to.
Yes.
That was an entire generation. And now that we're asking for help because college is way more expensive than our parents said it was, the government says, well, we'll forgive all this corporate debt, but you got to pay that shit back.
And you have things like you have the retirement age that now is consistently being raised, which means job openings by the time we were out of college were not as great as they were, because they really jumped the retired age by about 10 years by the time we were from Reagan years to the time we were out. So we did not have the same job, even opportunities that like our parents did and the people before them. And then you're telling us that they're raising rent costs. travel costs, books.
Brenna, when they left the job market, they used all that money from their high wages to buy rental properties. So now they can fuck you over here. I was like, yeah, you know what? Let me get out of the job force. You're probably going to need a good high-paying job, but you're going to need somewhere to stay. And I got just a place for you right here.
Well, and then so then that becomes like
investment
in real estate, right? That was the big push. And then what happened to the real estate?
They sold it to corporations.
Boom!
They said, what if we just got corporate funding behind this like little Ponzi scheme we got going?
Yeah,
fuck over the whole market.
And then unregulated. And then what happened? Everything went to shit. And then everything went downhill from that, because now you have people who can't own property, can't own cars, can't pay off their debt, can't have families, or if they do have families, they can't pay for their families to go to college. And then what do we get? Well, we get what we have now.
You don't need to go to college. You need to go get a loan at something else. Look, I need you in debt, okay? I need you in debt because I need you desperate so that you can work at this shitty place for no money. Like, I need you broke and broken.
And student debt is one of the only things that's not dischargeable in bankruptcy.
Yeah.
So even if you go bankrupt, you still have to pay your student debt.
Yeah.
What if I live in space?
You still have to pay your student debt.
Fuck, dude, I don't want to fucking Sally maybe fucking sending me fucking Captain, we have an incoming transmission from it. No, tell him I'm not here. Tell him I'm not here. No. Put us in rest mode.
And then you think about like who's getting the short end of the stick here? Like who is getting screwed more in this student debt, the student debt thing? Well, let's see. Well, it's poor people.
Yes.
Poor people. It's black people.
Yep.
It is usually women.
Yep.
And in fact, it affects women more. Women have more debt and take longer to pay it off because of the pay gap.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a double whammy.
And so it's not going to affect rich white people who are going to these Ivy League schools. But then, like, who do we need more? Well, we need doctors, right? We're having a doctor crisis, right? We are having a teacher crisis.
Shortage.
We need more minorities in positions such as to create laws, to enforce laws, to help people. Women are dying because we can't get the proper care. Black women are dying because they definitely can't get the proper care. We have trans people dying because they can't get the proper care. Maybe we should be actually going for, like, trying to get more people that are women, black people, poor people, actually into positions where they can actually make a difference. And then we get into affirmative action.
That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk there, Brenna.
Brenna, I have another Supreme Court ruling for you.
I love that.
Yesterday, the Supreme Court said that affirmative action is not legal, not constitutional.
We do not care.
Get that shit out of here.
It's sexy.
Get it
when
out
we
of
can
here.
do that.
We do not care.
So there'll be more rich white people in college than ever before.
Sweet.
In these Ivy League schools, which, by the way, I think I remember a time not too long ago that California actually had its own, like, military style operation about getting these rich white people who paid, who payola the colleges in order to get their children into colleges that they didn't want to go to. Operation Varsity Blues, if you guys are worried about that. Remember Aunt Becky? She got
yes.
busted.
yes.
Oh.
That was the Aunt Becky one. She got busted.
I forgot to have Kristen send it to me, but I recorded that episode from Full House where she lies about the twins is something about their application to get into a preschool.
Oh,
And I was like, oh,
she learned it. She learned it from somewhere. Yeah. So
she literally tried the episode in real life.
So yeah, the affirmative action thing, I think it's education is already screwed up right now. Do we really need more shit, different day kind of stuff?
It's not like they just went after HBCUs.
Yeah, and it's not affirmative action wasn't a perfect policy. Like it had its flaws, but it was still intended to help people get an education. And
Yeah.
it was still intended to not make colleges a rich white boy society, as much of a rich white boy society.
Yeah.
I think it was
And like I said, it's like the people who are going to these Ivy League schools or these expensive schools that need to look at applications seriously, closely. You're looking at doctors, lawyers, ambassadors. You're looking at people who are supposed to be are going to be influencers in the world. And if you only have rich white people going into becoming, say, a doctor, rich white men are not going to be putting their talents or their energy towards underclassed, right? They are going to be going towards private practice in New York, Chicago, Los Angeles. They're not going to be putting their efforts into the places that need it. So
I want to go where the beautiful people are, just like me.
Exactly. Chi-Town is full of beautiful people. But like
there's 3 of us.
So
we
now
all live in my house.
That's the only beautiful people you need.
That's
right?
the only 3 here.
But you're looking at people who just need to be in these Ivy League schools or these good schools because they need to take their talents to places where they need them. And so you have the most highly educated group of individuals, Black women, who need to go into medical care because they're going to be bringing their medical care to Black women, to trans women, to children. They're going to be bringing that more towards the underserved communities. I mean, that's how things are. That's how the world works. So I think diversity is required. I don't think it's an option right now. And this just made it an option.
And I think the affirmative action was definitely an attempt to adjust, like for the pendulum to swing in the other direction and correct some of the fucking most blatant discriminatory practices that anyone can imagine in the modern era. Like it was just like, no, you're Black.
Yeah,
get out of here. Like
your name. Yeah, where you're from, where your hometown is.
Like they were going buck wild. So
yeah.
I get where affirmative action was definitely needed to literally force companies and force entities into not being a fucking absolute monster dickhead. If there was like a low Black population and there was only a couple people, nobody really said anything. But when it was literally just like, you're surrounded by Black people and every single manager is white in like the town, like there is no way in this entire town there not one Black person is smart. Like this dude is driving 45 minutes. So I get
But Mikey, there were Black slave owners.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And there were white white slaves.
Yeah,
Mike.
and the Irish
Come
slaves.
on.
Yeah, the Irish slaves too.
My people.
That's because they considered Irish people black. It's true.
Because they weren't
I'm
white.
not kidding.
They
They're
weren't
Catholic.
white people.
They weren't white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Yeah, they were
no
Catholics.
wasp. No nothing.
Yeah, they were.
Same things happened to the Italians when they came over.
Yep.
Don't forget the Jews.
Not to say that the Italians and the Irish were enslaved. Like the Irish were either working off debt or criminals.
Yeah.
And Italians just sort of stayed in New York.
They still haven't left.
Nope.
Dude, New Yorkers are so fucking funny, dude. It is the funniest. Like, I almost got into like so many like little scuffles just because I couldn't stop laughing at the way fucking Bronx people talk. Like, it's so fucking funny. It's so hilarious. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's so fucking over the top. Like, how do you talk like
walking here?
The forgiveness program goes away. It's as if it never happened. The only way
because it
to
never
come
happened.
back, given this court's ruling,
Ta-da.
is if Congress were to come up with a program. And given the state of Congress, I think that's
yeah, keep dreaming.
Yeah, fuck Congress.
the relations on Capitol Hill between the two parties and between the House and the Senate.
I'm sure Bo Burder is gonna vote for it. What do you think?
Nah, she's too much of a fascist.
She's got our back.
I think that's a pretty unlikely.
That might take a while. What's the next step?
Congress is ineffective.
This is it. The Supreme Court is the
Nothing's
ultimate
gonna happen for a long
decision maker.
time.
They are the court of last resort. They are.
All right, where's my other timestamp? 11:10. It says.
It's 45 years. So who brought it up and why? How did it come to play out? And what did the justices decide overall?
This has been a project of a guy named Edward Bloom. He's not a lawyer, but he's been very clever in his legal strategies.
Dude, how awkward would it be to work at this PBS news desk where you just like this? Because I just saw that lady walk past. I'm like, dude, what if my stomach was just like not good that day? And I kept going to the bathroom and I kept having to walk past the camera. And now I'm paranoid about how many times somebody counted me walking past.
The restroom is right behind that
Right,
door
that
in the corner.
man, right past the
And
map.
you're like throwing the paper towel away right outside, and you're like running.
You hear the
wiping your hands on your.
You hear the hand blower go off every time. God, that would
The
suck.
flusher.
Oh,
Somebody has to flush twice.
oh man, it's just
Make sure.
reverberating through the HVAC. God.
He's been trying to get rid of race consideration, consideration of race rather, in college admissions for a very long time. And this suit, for instance,
I
started
guarantee
back
this
in
guy is an old white man.
No way. There's no way.
No, he couldn't possibly be. an
No,
old white
there's
guy.
there's no reason why an old white man would want to get rid of race considerations.
I can't see one.
No, there's no way.
I'm puzzled.
time when, or these two suits started back at a time when it looked like the Supreme Court would not be favorable toward this. But by the time it got to the court,
Sorry,
you have
now
the
the guy
six-justice
behind him
conservative
is adjusting his chair.
How
He's like,
fucking
"Oh."
awkward is it?
Okay.
Or like I'd be so self-conscious. Everything that I was doing that, like, did I pick my nose on accident?
I just
Shit.
want the person whose computer screen that we see to like pull up Solitaire
Oh yeah.
and Instagram.
Yeah. Minesweeper. Let's see some Minesweeper.
That guy's playing Galaga.
Ooh, or that fucking Space Cadet pinball game.
Ski Free is the best. Where you get
with the
eaten
little
by
fucking fuck that
You
guy.
You get eaten by the Yeti. That's the
I hate
best.
him.
majority,
That was terrible.
and who was ready to throw out the previous jurisprudence. Although very interestingly, Chief Justice Roberts, who wrote the majority opinion, took pains to explain that in his view, this holding is consistent with the previous Supreme Court decisions, that nothing is being overturned. I think that probably, again, John Roberts, who is very much an institutionalist, who worries about the reputation of the Supreme Court, is probably still bruised from.
No, he
It's not that fucking worried.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. I'm sorry. No, he doesn't. He doesn't give a shit about what the reputation is, because we already know that they're very, very widely hated right now. Because most of the country is not on the side of what the Supreme Court has been deciding recently, especially when you get those major things like Roe versus Wade.
He's not that
the majority of the country would like to keep a version of Roe versus Wade, and they just struck it down.
We'll just change the Constitution. Come on, guys. Constitutional, or what is it? Continental Congress. We got to do the thing. Come on,
just
everybody.
Just
band together, and we'll just change the rules. It's easy.
We'll just
to do.
reset. We'll just reset our amendments. Yeah, just
That makes a lot of sense.
Start back from zero. All right, what's number one? What's the most important?
Dobbs case, when they overturned Roe versus Wade, and he went to great lengths to say that this is consistent. That he went back even to Brown versus Board of Education, that he said
He went back to Brown versus Board of Education. That's not consistent.
The message is that students have to be admitted without consideration of race.
And I want to jump to what the justices said, because there were some.
There's some white supremacists buying him a bourbon right now for that one. He's like,
right?
use their own thing. Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Then why didn't? And it's funny because his bullshit never got through until Kavanaugh and the homie showed up.
Yep.
No, Trump took credit for Roe versus Wade being overturned because of the three ultra conservative judges that he put in there. This was not by magic that these people just happened to.
Oh no, they're
happened to make this decision.
They're all nominees from the Federalist Society, and the Federalist Society has very specific goals, run by a very specific guy who I forget his name, but
Jermaine.
It's all been a big fucking plan. They were just waiting for the opportunity, and it happened. And if I didn't have to go back to work later, this wouldn't be water.
It's not going to matter soon. Money will mean nothing.
Life is meaningless. Come on, guys.
It's all about what you can grow.
I think the federal government has proven that money is fake, and we made it up, and they could forgive whatever debt they want.
They could.
But not student loans, Tim.
God forbid they forgive student loans.
Not the children. Not the young folks.
Won't somebody please think of the children?
Still got it.
I would say maybe heated back and forth between a few of them. Can we talk about some of those reactions from the justices?
Yeah,
it was interesting because there was, Justice Clarence Thomas, who has long been an opponent of affirmative action.
Justice Clarence Thomas.
Fuck
in
him.
Any role. He
honorable shit.
And his wife.
Well, first of all, he says,
why he even at work? Ain't he supposed to be on an island somewhere putting suntan lotion on that dude's butt crack? Ain't he got shit to do? Shouldn't he be floating around the South Pacific or some shit?
Supposed to be organizing another coup. Come on.
Yeah, don't y'all have shit to do? Leave everything else alone. Go back to not working. Shit.
Yeah, I preferred you when you were useless.
I preferred you when you were with your little boyfriend and on his little tugboats. Get out of here.
He doesn't know what diversity means. He doesn't know how you achieve it. He doesn't know when you've achieved it. Which is also the one of the reasons, rationale for the court's decision, that there was no link between the consideration of race and the goals for diversity.
Who didn't know what diversity means? Clarence Thomas?
He said, I don't know what no diversity is. What's diversity?
Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas
says,
I don't know what diversity means, so we shouldn't have it.
What is it?
What is it?
Yeah.
What is diversity?
How do you know when you've achieved? How do you even know, Tim?
What
if
is?
you've
What
achieved diversity? What is the
Is-
benchmark?
The
That's the most
Supreme Court
pedantic
justice-
shit.
I
That is
can't
the most
have diversity.
pedantic. The most
Yeah.
pedantic shit I've ever heard in my life. What even is like? Shut the fuck up, dude. You're not enlightened.
Yeah, if you don't know what the meaning of diversity is, maybe you shouldn't be on the Supreme Court.
I think you have a back to sun lotion somewhere. Go do what you're best at.
There's no explanation of how the two work together, and also there was no explanation of when it would end, of how you knew you had reached the goal. But Clarence Thomas is a strong believer
we
in the
can't.
colorblind
that's
constitution.
not
See,
the
this-
point of the
this-
program at all.
We would love to live in a society in which we don't have to worry about race, religion, gender identity, blah, blah, blah. We want to live in that where everybody is actually equal, but we do not live in that society.
No, not currently.
We do not. And so we have to make sure that equality is a goal that we actually move towards instead of allow other people. And how many of these, how many Ivy League schools or these school boards have a majority minority board? Probably not very many. Especially things like Harvard and Yale, they probably don't have as much minority sway.
It's funny because I go by Yale like all the time. I live like 10 minutes from Yale, 15 minutes from Yale.
Do you ever sneak in?
I've gone
Catch
to
a
the
lecture,
library. No, I've never actually snuck into a class, but I've been to the
Just
library.
walking there with your backpack whistling. Hello,
Yeah.
fellow kids.
Hello, fellow rich white kids.
The beard.
The Yale campus is smack dab in the middle of New Haven, Connecticut, which is a very diverse city. And there's a lot of poverty around Yale.
Yeah.
Yale gives no fucks about helping the city.
Nope.
Or doing anything that doesn't make them money or do anything that costs them any amount of their endowment, which is massive. They don't pay any taxes. They never have.
Yeah.
Don't plan on starting.
And for Yale to not have some sort of diversity, equity, and inclusion program is a disservice to the city that Yale resides in. And a disservice to the greater community around that city, because that part of Connecticut is very diverse. And for Yale to be like, we don't need inclusion or equity or any of that shit. I mean, not that Yale is saying that, but they could now. They could say that.
Yeah.
They could say, we don't need any of that.
It's now legal for them. The Supreme Court has given them authority to not even give a shit about the diversity that's around them.
I don't think anybody's gonna say anything overt, but let's just we have a good benchmark now. We know we know what your entrance rates were for the last 5 years. Let's see what they are in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
I think the proof will be in the pudding. There will be less black applicants accepted. That's what's going to happen. So, cool.
Yeah.
And then they'll say it's based
because
on
those poor rich white kids, they can't get into Harvard or Yale or Princeton or places like that, and we got to lift them up because it's important to get rich white kids into Ivy League schools.
I mean, if you're a rich white kid out there, like, do you? But also, I don't think
being a rich white kid actually gives you more opportunity. Like, you could seriously travel around the world and nobody would give a shit. Like do that.
Like, if they offer you help, just say you don't need it.
Yeah.
Just pass that shit along.
And the shitty thing is that all these schools, and I'm sure the lawyer for that case was arguing that, it's college should be a meritocracy and the best students should get in and all that. But it's all bullshit.
It is.
The best students don't make it into those schools. The
Legacy.
wealthiest, the wealthiest and the legacies, and the people get into those schools, regardless of academic achievement.
Yeah.
And then their contributions to the rest of the, society around them it's just going to get lower and lower. Like they're not going to contribute to the neighborhood. They're not, they're going to be vacationing in Bahamas. Or
I haven't been to the
where's
Bahamas.
Do you want to go? Let's all go.
Can we we'll wrap the show a little bit early and then we'll just go to the Bahamas.
Let's just go to the Bahamas.
We'll just Bahama the evening away. Like we'll take a siesta.
Picturesque.
And T-Mac 420, welcome T-Mac. I see you in the chat there. I wish I was rich. I'm white but broke and grew up in middle class to lower middle class. My wife and I barely live with a roof over our head. Yeah, but no, you're supposed to, as soon as you turn 18, you're supposed to like go to this super expensive college.
Why don't you have a job? Yeah.
And then you're supposed to get like, don't worry about those loans. And then like after that 4 years, you're 22 years old and you have a fucking bachelor's. Bam,
Mikey,
$100,000 a year job.
I have a solution to all these student loan problems and all this. Stop drinking Starbucks.
Oh.
Stop eating avocado toast.
There you go.
Netflix.
There you go.
Do you need Netflix?
Stop.
Wouldn't you rather have a full-ass college education rather than that $7.99 Netflix subscription you have?
Exactly. They're your solutions. We're looking at the solutions.
I know you don't pay for your own laundry because you drag it all the way across town to your mother's house and you steal her one-ply toilet paper because she only puts the one ply out because she knows you're going to steal it. So she keeps the good stuff upstairs in her bathroom, but you don't get mad about it because she's still helping you out. So like those are the same people that they're saying, that Starbucks drink. That's really what's going to break you.
That's the problem.
Here's the problem with the whole college system.
Tell me.
And it's actually the federal government fucking us on both ends. All right. The government.
Oh wait, wrong one.
There we go. The federal government stopped giving money to colleges, so colleges have to raise their tuition.
Yeah.
Now, the federal government is giving you all these loans to pay for college that they refuse to help you pay for to begin with.
Correct.
I've been to many state legislature meetings where the president of Connecticut State Colleges has gone in front of committees and said, we don't have any money left to cut. You can't cut us anymore. You can't get blood from a stone. Mm-hmm. And the states and the federal government are like, well, we have budget problems, so education is the first thing to be cut.
Fair enough.
And on the other...
Education isn't that important, Mikey.
And on the college end...
Won't somebody please think of the children?
Their tuition rates are going up 4 times the rate of inflation because they need to pay people. And they're starting to not give professors tenure. They're starting to get professors as cheap as humanly possible.
Part-time doesn't get you benefits.
And this is actually something that Yale does, is right when you're about to get tenure, they fire you and hire a new grad student to take your place. So you go there for like 5 years or whatever as a professor, and then they're like, oh, you're about to get tenure? There's the door.
No, get out of here. Get out of here.
Because once you get tenure, you get all the perks. You get everything you ever wanted.
And then they can't get rid of you.
Then you can do whatever. Then you could take years off and still get paid.
Yeah, you're supposed to get your
job.
You're supposed to get sabbaticals for research.
Yeah.
I need to be on that shit.
Yeah. Well, a part of your job as a college professor, depending on your field, is to take sabbaticals and do research and write books.
Yep.
That's part of your program funding.
And you take around a grad student.
Right.
Like you have your own little assistant with you.
Come along, Watson. We're going to solve another mystery.
One of the things that, like, being in education as I am, one of the things that I keep saying, like, don't be a teacher. Be everything that surrounds education. Be the textbook writers. Be the software developers, because you're going to make more money that way. Because teaching is a job that is being less and less paid. The respect is going down, and the upward mobility doesn't work.
Won't be long before the AI are teaching the children.
So
very soon, actually. By the way.
Oh God, no!
I know this.
No.
I know this, but it's pretty close to AI doing a lot of like lesson plans.
I'm Blippi. I'm your interactive VR friend. We're gonna learn Spanish.
So
Because-
Mikey's hellscape is not too far away.
No.
AI is going to be teaching all the students, Mikey. Sorry.
Yeah,
No.
True story.
Not my baby.
I don't
so-
lie.
So because the federal government has put all the burden for paying for college, the federal and state governments has put all the burden of paying for college onto the students and said, here's these loans that you can take now and you won't have to pay them until you're done, but you don't realize how much money you're going to have to pay.
Yeah.
Even at the rates, like the interest rates they give out for loans is like 5 or 6%. I don't know if it's up because of interest, but mine are all 5 and 6%. And then they sold out all the rights to your loans to these loan servicers who don't give a fuck about you.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give a fuck about customer service. They don't care about servicing loans. They just want their money.
And they'll do whatever it takes to get it.
And
go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, you take all these loans as like an 18-year-old, 19-year-old kid. Like, it is irresponsible for the federal government and the colleges to make these kids take out all these loans, because you're saddling someone with debt right out of high school. And a lot of times, some people can't even get the federal loans that are 5 or 6%. Some people have to get private loans that are like fucking credit card rates.
Yeah.
I have friends who had to take private loans for school, and they are super fucked.
Yeah.
It is. Oh, sorry.
T-Mac 420 says, thank you for being in education. I love teachers. Ooh. It almost went into that field. I see what you're saying there. Making it awkward. I worked for PHEAA, Fed Loan Servicing, and the amount of fraud that came down the pike after Trump took office and that horrible lady, Betsy. Betsy DeVos screwed over the people. Yeah. Betsy, the kid snapper.
And then back to what Tim was saying. Now you've got these kids that are getting ready to go to college, and so how do they prevent themselves from having to spend all this money all the time? Well, then they get into AP classes looking for the college credit, right? And then what happens that if they don't get the college credit for it, they get depressed and anxious, and then it causes mental distress that these kids are not going to get into their colleges, or they won't be able to pay for their colleges, or they won't, it's this cascade effect, right?
Yep.
I'm not going to be able to get into the college I want, which means I'm not going to be able to study what I want, which means I'm not going to get the job that I want, which means that I won't be able to pay for a house, which I won't be able to, date and get married and have kids and have a job and travel the world.
But that
and they're starting them at early as 12 years old, that their life depends on getting into college.
Well, you know what? I'm going to do my part, and I'm going to reach out to young people. Here, young people, let me zoom in here for you.
Uh-oh.
Hey, come on
Uncle
in.
Mikey.
Come on close. I got some calming music for you. I think this will work.
From
You're
Universal
fucked.
Studios
It
Hollywood.
doesn't matter what you do. You're fucked. You can go this way. You can go that way. It doesn't matter. We gotcha, baby. So I just wanted you guys to know that.
Just want to give you some advice here.
That's from me to you.
So
Let's just
as
keep that
a
between
as a
us.
community college educator right now, education is key to anything. Don't get into this pressure that you have to go to 4-year college and you have to get a desk job. Like, find something you're passionate about, figure out how to get there. I teach drones. Like, who the hell, 5-6 years ago, nobody would have ever thought of teaching and educating people on how to fly drones and how to make a career out of it. We actually have ways that we can actually work on passion. Like, it's not pressure. We're not looking at family pressure. We're not looking at societal pressure. We want you to do what you want and to enjoy yourself, because
Oh, Brenna, the Republicans don't want that at all.
No,
I do, but I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Republican.
I need somebody in this factory.
But so
yeah, little children.
a week ago they introduced
14-year-olds.
a bunch of proposals for laws that would reduce the maximum amount of loans that you can get for non-STEM degrees. They want to cut back.
So
all
no
the liberal
African
arts.
American studies.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't want liberal arts. They don't want arts. They don't want social sciences. If it's not
early
tech
childhood
or math,
education.
yeah, they don't want any of that. If you're not in a business field or a STEM field, you shouldn't go to school, is what they're saying.
We don't want you here. See how all the little pieces of the plan to exclude, I don't know, a couple of different groups, it all comes together, and SCOTUS was the cherry on the top.
Haven't for years we've been looking at STEM education as something that we do, like, is meant for minorities and women, and that we've been getting lots of money in that. Like, we've been working towards women and minorities in STEM and STEAM education.
Nope, not no more.
And then let's talk about early childhood education. What group of people are more likely to go into early childhood education? Women.
Listen, Brennan, you're not seeing this in the economic sense. We need highly skilled, highly trained workers to train the AI to teach the kids.
No.
Oh, are you triggering Mikey? Are you doing this for a reason, Tim?
He's gonna unleash.
I mean, Mikey already has a complex.
Yo,
Mikey already has a complex.
Listen,
and
I am the paranoid guy until I'm fucking right, okay? And then I'm not the paranoid guy. I was the first. I'm just going out on record.
You're just getting ready.
I'm just letting y'all know that I know what's gonna happen.
You're
And
ready.
he wrote
The weed speaks to me.
concurrence, a very long concurrence, expressing those thoughts. He believes that giving preference or affirmative action programs treat minorities as victims, they victimize them, and he says they also send the message that
Literally discriminatory practices that were banned, but they're not victims. That's what do you call their defendants? Do you want to call them defendants? Because that's what they are. Because it's illegal what was happening to them. It was unconstitutional what was happening.
Yeah.
But that's Clarence Thomas for you.
Yeah.
You don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he really does not.
Nah, he's not a big fan of blacks.
you can't, as victim action programs,
sorry,
treat minorities as
not a big fan of blacks. So that I think of that Chappelle show, the blind KKK member.
Oh,
He's black.
Damn it! What the fuck is his name? Hold on. Yes, his name Clayton Bigsby.
He's I hate black people. Oh.
See, Dave, that's when you were funny.
That was the good old days. And then he found something, religion, or something.
Money.
Money, yeah.
No, he thinks he's ascended past comedian into the realm of like minor deity.
He's a thought leader.
Importance.
Yeah, he's a deep philosophical thinker now. And I'm like,
think-
dude, remember when you had that really funny joke about the baby selling weed and I almost shit my pants? Kind of thought that's where you were still going, but now you just want to lecture me about being poorer than you.
He's a Russell Brand type, is what he is.
I don't know.
Yeah, the self-righteous.
Yeah.
I used to be you, and now I'm better than you because I
remember when we were similar, and now I'm just so much better.
Yeah, but now you are lower than me.
Cool. You're cool. You're better than me, Dave Chappelle, and I'm funny. And now I'm funnier than you. What's up?
Ooh,
as victims,
Those
let's
are
victimize them.
strong words.
Let's do our last Supreme Court case because I do got to run.
It's coming.
And he says they also send the message that you can't succeed unless we give you a special break. Now, the bill still plagues our system.
Where's my last timestamp?
Two very different.
2045.
Here we go.
I want to know, what kind of response do we think we might be seeing from civil rights groups and others over this decision?
Well, I think it's going to be, I mean, we're already seeing it. I think that there are some people who say that this really does open the door to all sorts of discrimination because there's no sort of limit. I mean, he does say that the Justice Gorsuch, who wrote the majority opinion, does
discrimination.
say that
It's back, baby.
the key in this case is that
Which discrimination are we
are
talking?
custom designed, that they are specific to
This
each
is a
couple.
303 web
and
design,
therefore
not even
is-
a real fucking thing.
is
This
expressive
discrimination is
content.
very
She's
odd.
expressing
It's
something.
hypothetical
to
discrimination.
get-
It's
There is no way that the Supreme Court has fucking time for hypotheticals.
They decided
that's
a hypothetical
illegal.
case.
There
It's-
is no way.
this is the Supreme Court. This is the highest court in the nation, right? I mean, that's what we're still believe in some little thing.
There's
How
some
are they
innocent person
dealing?
begging for their life right now?
How
and you
how
can't-
are
he's
they
getting
dealing
ignored.
with one woman who says, I don't really, somebody one day might come up to me and say that they want a gay wedding website. I don't
Right.
even do wedding websites. Like,
But I
there's-
might.
but I might one day, and one day somebody might come up to me and it happens to be their gay marriage website.
I'm not doing Jill and Jacqueline on a cake website.
Well, that yeah, I mean that was the last one, right? It was the.
Well,
guy
you
who
gotta
was
throw the
like, I don't
website
wanna
on
It's
the
the
end.
bakery, yeah.
You got to throw the website
all-
on the end.
This is all
Yeah.
happening in Colorado, by the way. Very weird that it's
Isola.
all happening in Colorado.
Isola, we're looking at you. She's
It's her,
our woman on the street.
her fault.
Her rep is Bobert. She's very sad.
I don't.
I would be sad too if
Yeah.
I would be
Lauren
sad.
Boebert was my rep. I'd try to find a way to move out of my district.
Dude, she only won by like 35.
I know.
Her ass was out of there.
I know.
Skin of her fucking teeth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Play the video I sent you real quick. It explains the whole for everyone watching.
You know what? I got a better idea.
Uh-oh.
I got a
link
better idea.
I got a link over
Uh-oh.
here. I'm gonna
What'd
play
you-
this link instead. This is a link that I found on my own, and Tim told
Oh,
me
you
didn't
found
send
that?
this to
Okay,
me.
all right, yeah.
Or guy on guy wedding point of view. Both hot. So, 303 Creative LLC v. Elenis is a free speech case wherein a web designer claimed that she should not be forced to create websites for same-sex weddings.
We do not
Or
care.
maybe, do the gay people want wedding websites? Is that gross and icky for you? How sad. The web designer, a woman named Lori Smith, argued
Do people really do this? Do people really do websites for their wedding?
Yeah,
Yo,
I've seen it.
Lord.
I've never done it, but I've seen it.
Brenna, when you
It-
get married, hopefully not to my wife, to your own wife or whoever you find, whatever group that you decide to wed. Can you not make a website about your fucking wedding? Because that's like, who the fuck is like, oh, let me bookmark this so I can just check this out forever. Like, stop wasting server space. Get an album.
Yeah.
Get a photo
I-
album, you weirdos.
I think that, there are websites that already do like your wedding stuff. Like, this is the information, basically, photos, videos, what people do. who's building an entire website, and who's not only that, who's paying somebody to build this website?
I have
Rich
no
white
idea.
people.
Yeah, exactly. Rich, white, cisgendered, straight people.
Yep.
That's it.
And apparently the gays.
Well,
tons of them.
No, Tim. Hypothetically,
Hypothetical gay people are going to do this.
possibly.
The hypothetical
Maybe.
gays are kicking down the damn door. They can't wait.
That's a new class.
I want you to take some of our
hypotheticals.
Yeah, the
We're gonna
hypothetical
have
gays.
to add H.
Yeah. The H gays, the H blacks, the H women. They'll probably...
So you're gonna have cis, trans, and hypothetical.
I am hypothetical.
As soon as people start identifying as hypothetical, I swear to God, I'm fucking going in the garage and we are building a rocket and we are leaving this fucking ghetto ass rock that you fucking weird primates live on. I do not belong here. Me and my cephalopod brethren are going back to the stars where we belong.
I mean, there are some schools of philosophy that you do believe that like you are hypothetical. There's like object permanency and stuff like that. So, you know.
Tim, I will fight you on this day.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically. I will H fight you so bad. I won't fight you. You're my friend.
Mikey, you might be hypothetical.
God damn it.
Law that says she must work with all people regardless of sexual orientation violates her First Amendment rights. Fun fact, she doesn't actually offer services to weddings, but says that she plans to. What I mean is...
This is so
Alleman says to turn up the video a little bit. He can't hear it.
Oh, let's do that.
Fair enough, sir.
It's funny. It's funny.
He said volume, but I didn't know which volume he was talking about. So I was waiting to see if something was low, and then nothing happened because we were talking.
Oh,
It
I
was
see.
hypothetical.
But yeah, she intends to do weddings at some point, maybe.
Hypothetically.
Am I really informing you? No, I'm not. I'm misleading you.
Is that this is a completely hypothetical situation that she is fighting against. And we will get to that in a second. Also a fun...
No, we're going to do it now.
In fact, while Smith and her attorneys are arguing
wait.
this on the grounds of freedom of religion, the question SCOTUS has decided to look at is whether or not a law that compels an artist to speak or stay silent is a violation of freedom of speech, not religion. The case has reached the Supreme Court after the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals denied Smith's attempt to overturn a lower court's decision to throw out her case. The Circuit Court said that Colorado must protect the interests...
The Supreme Court was like, oh, yeah, we're not going to talk about religion. It's about an artist's First Amendment rights.
She's an
Free
artist
speech.
now.
No.
This is her craft, Tim.
It's she does hypothetical art. Is what it really is. I'm gonna be a hypothetical artist now. I've decided.
She's a hypothetical cunt, is what she is.
of marginalized
I think
groups
she's
under
a literal cunt.
An actual, a
Actual.
proposed,
She is real.
a designated.
the Colorado Anti-Discrimination Act, which is actually the very same law that was in question a few years ago when that homophobic baker guy, he refused to make a wedding cake for that gay couple. Hey, what is going on in Colorado? Are you guys good? In that case, the court...
Did we
Yeah,
just,
like
did we
they're-
just ask that question?
Like, they're high as shit over there.
That is. They're all like they're
And they're-
hypothetically trying to destroy the.
They're hypothetically doing that.
Is Colorado hypothetical?
What
court
is
ruled that state
Colorado?
officials had not
won't go
properly
louder.
considered the baker's religious beliefs, broadly siding with the baker over the gay couple. However, the decision specifically avoided providing a general ruling on whether a business can invoke religious freedoms to deny services to members of the LGBTQ community. If the court sides with Lori Smith in this case, it could open the door for any bigoted business owner to legally justify discriminating against LGBTQ people by citing religious protections, which would be, and correct me if I'm wrong here, bad.
And that's from
Wait a
8.
second. Let me make sure I'm reading this. Did we fact check this? Bad.
That was 8 months ago.
Yeah. No, this video is from 8 months ago.
8 months ago, he said this.
Yeah.
Letter by letter, it happened.
Yeah.
You must smoke a lot. Oh my god, dude.
So do we want to know what the Supreme Court is going to be talking about?
What's
when they
next?
come back? When they come back in October, you guys are gonna love this.
Oh,
The Supreme
what horrible
Court
thing.
The Supreme Court agreed Friday to wade back into Second Amendment rights, announcing it will decide whether the government may ban domestic abusers from owning a gun.
Oh my god. People who commit domestic violence should not be allowed to have guns.
Yeah.
They just shouldn't.
That's a general rule.
And
Well, that's the only way to keep the
domestic
women in check.
Domestic violence is the biggest.
All right, Mikey, I'm coming at you.
Is the
Put 'em
biggest
up.
cause of gun violence.
Yeah.
Is domestic violence.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, sure, maybe domestic violence people should have. No, they shouldn't. They should have their guns taken away.
Yes.
They clearly have rage issues
Yes.
and judgment issues.
It's a pattern. It's a pattern. So, and it escalates. So if you become if you're a domestic abuser, most likely somebody's going to end up dying. There's a higher chance. So guns are bad in this situation.
Guns are bad in every situation.
Not
There is
every
no situation where guns make the problem better.
Define better.
And
There is no situation that guns can solve by being used, and solve in a result that if guns weren't there, it would be better or worse. Like, guns always make things worse. You cannot define a good person with a gun. You cannot define a bad person with a gun. There's just people with guns who shoot.
I would label myself as a better person. Maybe not a good or bad, but I would be the less bad person for defending myself.
I have a fundamental problem with the amount of guns that are in this country just because people want them.
Right.
yeah.
That's why I have one.
Yeah, and that's
It's
the
bec-
problem, right?
Yeah,
The
because
more-
it's
more
like
people
how
have
do you
guns-
go? How do you walk into war and say, okay, someone has to start this off peaceful? I agree. I'm just not going to be the first one.
It's
I mean,
just not.
like,
It's not your place.
as soon as
Sure.
somebody starts the revolution, I'm with you.
Mhm.
But until then, until we tame the wild West, that is.
But in this case, when it comes to domestic abuse, when women and children are involved, that's serious. We cannot have domestic abusers be able to own a gun, to own and keep a gun.
There are statutes in the U.S. law that allow terrorists to possess guns.
Yeah.
If you were on the terrorist watch list, you can still own a gun.
Well, that's good.
But you have to take your shoes off when you go to the security.
Right.
Yeah.
It's our country is absurd. It's absurd. We live in the darkest reality. We live in the fucking upside down.
Yep. We are.
I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna start hovering around with my muscles, just out there with my naked butt.
Oh yeah.
Out there with gross tentacles all over me.
I'm beginning to wonder what the point is.
Hey, this is how we were literally that close to the edge the whole time, and we didn't realize it. That's how close to the edge we were, and now we're plummeting.
You know,
that's fun.
We don't need zombies. We don't need, deadly bacteria. We just need ourselves.
Yo, like, think about that. Like, what if all this shit was happening and then COVID happened?
Ugh.
It would be fucking bad. Like if
Yeah.
all this shit dropped and then like next weekend was when the COVID pandemic started. Whew. Oh my god, it would be fucking chaos.
I don't know, man. Like,
Oh, that would have been fucking. Oh my god. And then people would be trying to march and shit. But then there's COVID,
I mean,
and then they'd be trying to get them off the streets. Like they're telling us that COVID. Oh my. It'd be
Yeah.
the French Revolution.
I mean, there was marching and protest during COVID. With people shut down highways and shit. Didn't make anything better.
But I'm saying like the number of people protesting would be like so much more. Like if all those Supreme Court decisions came out.
Oh yeah.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, people should be in the streets right now.
Yeah, dude.
We should have been in the streets when Roe versus Wade was going to be turned over. We should have been in the streets when Neil Gorsuch didn't get, or he got nominated. Like these things, we screwed ourselves.
If
Who
we
is
had
we? You speaking French all of a sudden? Who is we?
Speaking of French, if we had the same
Mikey, it's
kind
your
of
fault.
if we had the same moxie that the French do right now.
Oh yeah.
Trying to protest the increase of their retirement age. Like our retirement age is going to increase like 5 times before we retire, and we're not going to give a shit. Yeah. Their retirement age goes from 63 to 65, and they're literally rioting.
Hell nah. We will burn this whole bitch down if you don't go down to 62 and a half.
But don't tell the Americans that. We can't do that.
There's no it's weird trying to because I like to zoom out when I smoke. Just zoom out like on certain situations. Like what is like the American doing now? Like what is our plan? Like what are we actually trying to accomplish other than this ferocious masturbatory capitalist froth that we can't stop? Like what are we actually after? There's no goal. Like there's no, like the only thing that really brought us together in like the 2000s was fucking terror. And we were just all like, let's be as xenophobic and bloodthirsty as possible. And that was the only thing that galvanized us. So as soon as the warm fuzzy glow of killing brown people went away.
Once we figured out what the actual problem was, we all stopped that. And then we started getting more and more divided.
Yeah, well, there's a good portion of this country that would like all the brown and black people to go away.
I'm good though.
Yeah, Brenna's not one of them.
I'm not one of them. I'm an actual good person.
Brenna's good people.
That is true.
Oh.
But
can confirm.
Mikey. Oh.
Can
like
confirm.
30 to 50% of people out there just don't like people that aren't white. And
it's so
Christian.
Weird.
It is.
It's weird to me because I've like grown up around both. I've lived in areas where there were no white people and areas where there were no black people, and then a lot of areas that were a mix.
I mean, I've always grown up in areas where it's been pretty diverse because I've always been either in a city or close to a city.
And like I don't get it, like and then the people that don't like other people, they don't even travel because they don't want to meet other people. It's like, bro, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like you don't want to go see the world because you don't want to see people that don't like look like you and dress like you and talk like it. Everyone needs to. What a boring life you lead. How shitty.
Right. And also like you spend all that time like hating people because they're not like you. Like that's a lot of energy. I just don't have that kind of energy.
I like to conserve energy.
I don't.
But isn't that like the goal of like fascists is to make sure that the rest of the world is considered bad and you're considered good? Like isn't North Korea?
Oh yeah.
Like the world, the outside world is a post-apocalyptic hellscape, and the only
everyone's starving to death.
It's all full of poverty and war, and And so the only way to live is to block yourself out, and we're in and we have to work together. And if you're not here to work together, you and your family need to go away. Like that's fascism. That's a dictatorship, is trying to get rid of the outside. And so if you continue to get rid of the outside, you just end up not understanding what the outside is.
Yeah. No,
and then it's a cycle. And then you teach other people how to be horrible humans.
And that's exactly what the MAGA folks want. They want you to believe that, American cities are just constantly on fire and the immigrants are coming through the border and just killing everyone and committing all the crimes. And the only person that can save us is Donald Trump.
It has to be him.
Who is actually Hillary Clinton in a Joe Biden costume. We've determined on Speaking from the Center.
That's true.
Okay.
That's the Wednesday show. You guys should check that out. I'm trying to find out where your camera is, Tim, because I just noticed your camera's. There we go. No. Oh, it's just because your shirt is dark in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's all right. Never mind. Copy that.
My shirt is fun, which is the opposite of how I feel.
Oh.
No. I have a quote because we're gonna go. We're gonna get out of here.
I have to get back to.
So I have a little poem for you guys. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, my back is killing me, I'm so sorry. Send these, the homeless, tempest tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. Psych, that's the wrong number. That's what they need. Just go ahead and put that in brass. Psych, get the fuck out of here. Peace out, bitch. Just playing.
Get the fuck out of New York.
Go to Canada. It's easier that way.
Turn when you see New York, swing a right, go up the coast, and keep going until you hit the Nova Scotia over there. But you're not stopping here. Should we go out on? Let me fill up the Marjorie Taylor Greene song.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Tim's favorite fucking.
It warms my heart.
It warms the cockles of your heart.
What did you? Can't be talking about those. All right, we got no raid. Who wants to talk us out while I push buttons?
All right, thank you guys for coming to our special edition of the Bin Podcast on the Fridays, on the weekends. Hey, we got a 4-day weekend, eh?
Hey.
Coming up. For those who celebrate Independence Day, have a wonderful, safe Independence Day. For all the rest of us who absolutely hate fireworks and all that jazz, just
my dog
hide underneath the bed like your dogs
and all that jazz.
So until next time, we have Speaking from the Center on Wednesdays. Thursdays is the Bin Podcast. Look for us on YouTube's, on the Tweeter machines
at Bin Podcast,
and at patreon.com/the Bin Podcast, and become one of our patrons.
Yeah, so you can see all of my ranty videos.
Like, share, subscribe, comment, give money,
give us
dance. I don't know. Have fun.
All right,
bye, everybody.
Here's the Marjorie Taylor Greene song on our way out. Say hello to Tina. She's a friend. Bye. Oh. There we go. Oh, I missed the button. Filthy.
I think it's a really major mistake.
I think it's a really major mistake.
Major mistake and an insult to me.
Filthy
I think
animal.
it's a really major mistake.